All right, kia ora year 12. So it's Ms. Mac here, trying to pump out a few videos, going over some inflation concepts. Having a few issues with the microphone, so let's see if it interrupts me, I don't know. So deflation, I've gone over cost push and demand pull inflation. Now I want to look at deflation, which is caused by either a decrease in AD or an increase in AS. So there you go, deflation. We've got a decrease in AD, kind of makes sense if you think about it, less demand in the economy. And or it could be a increase, kind of weird, but think about it, an increase in AS, more production, more stuff around, prices fall, it's less scarce. Basically, that's what it's about. Now, there is no actual name for this, right? So like cost push inflation, demand pull inflation, there isn't a name for this in terms of deflation. Maybe you could study economics a bit more and make a name for yourself and make up a name for it. Yeah, there's a challenge. So what I want to do is just show you what it looks like. When I say there isn't a name for it, there is like a term that you can use maybe to explain this, right? So deflation with AD falling, which is kind of like our current situation in New Zealand right now, looks like this. So AD falls, like so. All right, maybe have a go yourself at home. Much better than my model here, I'm sure. And what we have is a drop in the price level. We say the price level falls from PL to PL1, okay? And in this case, output falls from Y to Y1. So let's have a think about it. Remember what I said about scarcity and less spending in the economy. So when aggregate demand falls, it basically means there's less spending in the economy. And so prices fall as you have to kind of basically send a message to producers, stop producing so much stuff, nobody wants it, right? And so that's why we have, when spending falls in the economy, we have a fall down or a movement down the AS curve from our previous position, which is here, to here, all right? Basically think about it. Production falls as producers respond to the lower expenditure in the economy, the lower spending, right? Or another way of thinking about it is as spending in the economy declines, there's more goods and services available that aren't being bought, so prices need to fall to send that signal to producers to stop producing so much. Also, there's less demand for resources to meet production, so there's less bidding up for wages and so forth. So prices in the economy fall, and that's what we call deflation. So when the economy experiences decreasing prices, so actually prices have fallen, negative inflation, we have deflation. Sometimes when we use the ADS model, we refer to it as deflationary pressure. Just, there's other stuff going on. So if I was saying that AD fell here because household consumption had fallen, we would say this will cause deflationary pressure as the price level falls from PL to PL1. It's just because there could be other stuff going on that could actually be offsetting it. So it's kind of like a safeguard. All right, so a term for this, if you like, is you can call this a negative. All right, negative, that's terrible, sorry, demand shock. Okay, so we talk about the word shocks to the economy, and when AD falls, which is what's happening now, that's like a negative demand shock to the economy. Negative because it causes output, our real GDP, to fall, and it also causes prices to fall as well. So just, thinking about what causes that just up here to the side before I go on to AS is always go back to your C, your I, your G, and your X minus your N. Okay, so the idea being that if consumption falls from households, if investment falls from firms, so remember taking out lines to buy more capital goods, if government spending falls, or we sell less exports, or we're spending too much on imports, not likely to be happening in this scenario, then that's going to cause your AD to fall, all right? And then that's what causes the price level to fall, which is deflation. On the other side of it, the other thing that can cause what we call deflationary pressure, all right? Remember, you're kind of like playing a safe card in economics. Deflationary pressure, kind of like your ceteris paribus, is when AS increases, which is not necessarily a bad thing when you think about it. So AS increases, let's show it. Okay, again, you can do this in your book probably a lot better than I can on this magical interactive whiteboard. Okay, so here's my increase in AS. All right, I'm always about labeling everything fully. Okay, and I'm going to switch to the blue pen to show the effect on the price level. So the price level's actually fallen even though AS has increased. Why is that? Have a think about it. Okay, and then we've got output increasing as well. Okay, again, I know that doesn't match up really properly. Okay, that looks like a G. I'm really sorry. Okay, so AS increasing. Let's have a think about why. So let's go over here and think about why. Maybe our cost of production have fallen. You know, you've managed to get resources cheaper somewhere. Price of oil has fallen. That's like a common thing. Maybe your productivity has increased. So P for productivity. You've got better technology that's helping you to achieve productivity gains. They've got a new trade deal, which has probably helped you get their cheaper cost of production, probably. Maybe the government's changed some laws, like the 90-day trial period, to make it easier for you to get rid of staff who aren't performing very well. Or maybe we're just having a brilliant summer, great weather and great growing conditions for our primary products. So it could be any of these things, but often it always comes back to your cost of production have fallen and it's making you more profitable, so you increase production, right? So that's probably what's going on here, but it could be one of these things as well. So if we look at the ADS model, let's use my repen and let's just have a look at what's going on here. Production's increased. So literally we have more goods and services being produced, right? So the thing is, if we just produce more stuff, it's not going to get bought. You know, if you're still charging this, then we need a way to try and make, you know, spending increase to basically buy all those more goods and services that have been produced in the economy. So what needs to happen is we need to move from our original equilibrium position to here. So as production in the economy increases, AS increases, what needs to happen is the price level needs to fall. Things are less scarce, right? So therefore, in order to get these extra goods and services absorbed in the economy, the price level needs to fall to get consumers and government and firms to spend more to soak up the extra production. So what we have is a decrease in the price level from PL to PL1. Deflation, if you like. I probably prefer deflationary pressure, right? And an increase in output here, Y to Y1, increase in real GDP. So again, you've got an increase in production, and what we're saying is we have a movement down the AD curve as spending in the economy increases to soak up, to purchase these increased production that's now available. To do that, prices need to fall. Okay, now there is a name for this, if you like. It's a, well, make that a P. It's called a positive, there's no supply shock. Positive because output in this case actually increases. It's not a bad thing. It's a good thing to have more stuff produced. The issue is that unless we want to have, you know, big surpluses, we need prices to fall to induce us all to buy these increased production. So positive supply shock when aggregate supply increases, and that causes deflation there. And negative demand shock when we're talking about aggregate demand falling, okay? And that's because the price level falls PL to PL1, but it's the effect on output that makes it negative, or in this case, positive. So I hope that's helpful for you. Have a look at it. Let me know if it's helpful or not. And if you have any questions, let me know. Ka kite.